Governor Andy Beshear ending his news conference again with a positive message, as he always seems to do. We will get through this, although he had some drastic things to report today, some not so encouraging news to report today. We're now going into our 6 o'clock newscast. Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. The governor announced a second death related to COVID-19 in Kentucky, and also a pretty big jump in cases. There are at least 47 cases of COVID-19 in the Commonwealth, although that's nothing compared to what Tennessee is dealing with. Their cases jumped above 150 today, just to put that into perspective. Now, tonight, the first case in the WYMT coverage area was reported. That one is out of Pulaski County. The person is a 59-year-old woman. Also, we learned a second child in Jefferson County is confirmed to have COVID-19. That child is 6 years old. However, the child fortunately appears to be doing well. The governor also urged churches not to gather together in person moving forward. And again, any gathering above just a few people is strongly discouraged. And certainly for many people, this is a time of uncertainty, but for some, like those who've had organ transplants, that uncertainty is heightened. WYMT's Connor James spoke to one woman, an organ recipient, about her concerns. He joins us now live with more. Connor?
Steve, Crystal Combs is what you would call immunosuppressed. Back in 2016, she received an organ donation after losing much of her small and large intestine. Now, just last week, she moved into a house in Hyndman with her boyfriend and his 2 kids. Now, she's been on edge, and cleaning and disinfecting has been something they do not take lightly. Now, as of right now, there's actually not a lot of research about how much COVID-19 could impact her as an organ recipient, but being immunosuppressed, she knows that that's not good news. But in talking with her coordinator in Miami, where she received the transplant, she was told travel was out of the question.
If I catch this, it's more than likely going to be a death sentence. So my family knows it's going to be a death sentence. And it's scary for everybody, including me. So, I mean, they're trying their best to be as safe as they possibly can, but, I mean, there's like a 2-week incubation period.
Now, a message she does want to get out is don't hoard cleaning supplies. Her and other people who are immunocompromised and the elderly need it. She also does want to say, take care of your elderly and other folks that are immunocompromised. This is obviously a hard time for them. Steve?
Connor, thank you very much. Okay, so let's look at a map of Kentucky tonight with these new cases. 47 cases now in Kentucky, and you can see the majority of those cases still in the central part of the state around the Lexington and Louisville areas. But again, tonight, our first case in what we consider the WYMT viewing area there, shaded in blue, Pulaski County. Still no cases in far southeastern or eastern Kentucky, but certainly it's creeping ever so closer into our viewing area. So again, one case in Pulaski County reported tonight. You can see also several cases out there in western Kentucky, including one around the Bowling Green and one around the Owensboro areas. So unfortunately, the shades of blue are becoming more common across other parts of the state with each day. In his daily news conference, Governor Andy Beshear continues to say there will be more positive cases of the novel coronavirus as testing increases. This is because, again, more laboratories are becoming available as testing sites. And our WYMT's Will Puckett talked with the CEO of one of those private labs. Monday was the first day Gravity Diagnostics started testing for COVID-19.
Monday was the first day Gravity Diagnostics started testing for COVID-19.
We received that over the weekend, so we believe we're probably one of a few labs outside of the big ones you read about in the newspaper across the country that are providing this testing.
Gravity is a private lab company. They have done upper respiratory testing before, but the call to assist in the global coronavirus pandemic carried a hefty price tag.
It was a big decision to take the risk of, bankrupting the company, I guess, ordering, I guess we probably ordered $500,000 worth of stuff at this point that, is a risk for a company our size.
But money was not going to hold them back. Monday, they started with just a few tests, and each day they test more and more samples.
We've done about 70 or so coronavirus samples already this week.
Remington says the process is fairly straightforward. From a FedEx or UPS delivery, the samples are taken straight into their lab, and there begins a multi-step process.
I would say there's like 5 steps in that process, and then we usually give that result either through an online portal that's HIPAA compliant or a HIPAA compliant fax or something like that, depending on the customer's requirements or requests.
While HIPAA restrictions prevent them from releasing how many positive tests that have come through their labs,
I wish we could, get every sick person that needs this test tested, and so that's what we're fighting for, is just how many, we look at any positive sample we get as a way to save a life.
They continue to work towards finding a way to get as many results back as possible. Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Gravity Diagnostics is licensed in all 50 states. However, they are processing tests currently from Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, West Virginia, and Virginia. Pike County Judge Executive Ray Jones hosted a news conference today with representatives from the Pike County Health Department and Pikeville Medical Center. PMC infectious disease specialist Dr. Fadi Al-Across and Pike County Public Health Director Tammy Morris Riley stressed the importance of social distancing as the best preventative method against COVID-19. They say the county still has not seen a confirmed case of the virus, adding that PMC is prepared either way.
I wish it's not going to happen here, but let's be prepared for that, and I think we're prepared at this point to be able to manage these problems here in this area.
Officials urge people to consider staying in the county as much as possible to avoid bringing the virus in. China King Buffet in Hazard is temporarily closing due to the COVID-19 outbreak. People lined up to take home fresh vegetables the business had on hand that the owners just did not want to go to waste today. They gave them away to anyone in the community who wanted to stop by. The restaurant will reopen when the governor lifts the mandatory ban. Knott County tourism is facing a tough decision due to the pandemic. The annual Knott County Trail Ride is right now scheduled for April 26th through May 2nd. Zach Hall with the tourism department says the ride is still on for now, but there will be a meeting next week to discuss it. The ride brings between 2,000 and 3,000 people to the county every spring and fall. They estimate it brings in up to $1 million to the local economy. We'll have more on this tonight at 11. As spring is now here, colleges are usually preparing for high school seniors to come on their campuses to visit. But COVID-19 is putting a halt to that. WYMT's Emily Bennett shows us how Lloyd College in Knott County is still able to give tours of their campus.
A big part of choosing a college is coming to the campus, touring the buildings, and figuring out if you could see yourself there. But now, as the coronavirus has moved schools to online learning, Lloyd College knew they had to figure out how to still be able to recruit the incoming freshman class. They started brainstorming ideas and decided to start offering virtual visits. They wanted to offer a glimmer of hope to all the seniors in high school who feel like everything is being taken away from them.
We have everything set up in place for them to actually see a dorm presentation, go through a virtual tour through campus, talk to Fine Lloyd one-on-one, and then of course talk to us and do the interview process. And our interview is very informal, but we just want to get to know them.
Mel Turner says she's already done several virtual tours this week and has several more lined up, and she will do them anytime that is convenient to the student. In Knott County, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
To schedule a virtual visit, you can call 606-368-6146. And coming up at 11, Emily will show you what a virtual tour looks like. The Eastern Kentucky Concentrated Employment Program and the Kentucky Career Center Job Site Network of Career Centers are working to help people navigate Kentucky's new policy for filing unemployment claims. Contact your local Kentucky Career Center to begin that process in Eastern Kentucky or to enroll for regular career and employment services. Head over to WYMT.com for a list of those local contact numbers. And a lot of people find themselves unemployed. I know that's a big problem right now. Some of those people impacted are daycare workers. Tomorrow is the last day that those facilities can open for the foreseeable future in Kentucky. Earlier this week, Governor Beshear ordered daycares to close by the end of business Friday. Wolfe County native Tyler Booth is now a rising star in Nashville. He's been forced to cancel all his shows. He's now back in Wolfe County.
For all these dates that are getting thrown around, rescheduled and dropped, I just want the fans to know that we're going to make it right. And one of the ways we're doing that is through online concerts, doing a few songs tonight.
Tonight at 7:30, you can head over to Tyler Booth Music on Facebook to catch some of his music on Facebook Live. He plans on doing more in the future.
And we were tracking some showers and storms earlier. Nice rain break tonight, but more storms are on the way as we head into tomorrow. I'll have more on that coming up.
But first, looking to get out and about, we'll take you to the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park, where people are still getting some of the most beautiful views in the mountains.